Hi guys and welcome to this trailer reaction of X-Men Dark Phoenix. So I didn't expect this today. Again, another trailer that surprised me. I had, other plans to do, but apparently we have a new freaking trailer and they did continue, with this. I was like, what? Will they continue with this? Will we have like a new movie along with Marvel? Not that Marvel, has the rights and all of that, but it seems that we do have the last movie of the X-Men franchise that was already established. And hi to the new people here. Hi again, Martin Miguel, and my new subscriber, Lex. Hi to you. So yeah, I'm very happy that I get some, you know, new people. That I find so many great people in the internet. I'm, very blessed. I found one of my bestest friends. Because we share our love for movies and everything else. Oh, Richard C, hi to you too. Blockage, hi to you. Wow, I'm, I'm like so happy that you guys are here. So I can't wait to see this trailer. As usual, I do, trailer reaction, and after that, something like a trailer breakdown. And Antonio is here. Wow, I just cannot believe it. What's happening today, guys? It's Thursday, but I feel like it's Friday. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to the trailer and see what Sophie Turner is going to be like. I'm excited. Ooh, okay, that's it.
You think you can fix me?
Jean, you are not broken.
Ooh, that's the girl from the originals. If somebody is watching originals.
Fragile thing. Takes only the slightest tap to tip it in the wrong direction.
Charles, what did you do?
I had to keep her stable. I protected her.
From the truth? There's another word for that.
I came looking for answers.
You feel like you don't belong here. You don't. They can't begin to comprehend what you are.
She's changing.
And what?
You didn't come here looking for answers. You came here looking for permission.
Uh-oh.
Jean. She's all rage. Pain. And it's all coming out at once. Jean lost control. Is she still our friend? This is your fault, Charles.
Oh boy.
The world is on the brink. I'm sorry. I didn't stop it sooner. You're always sorry, Charles. And there's always a speech. And nobody cares. There's still hope. Don't do this.
They're right to fear me.
I've seen evil. I'm looking at it now.
Oh wow. Oh goodness. Interesting. Very interesting stuff, guys. I have to say, this is a pretty, substantial trailer. I mean, well, if it's if the trailer, as always, because this is judging by the trailer, is any consideration, it's going to be a pretty good movie, like a pretty good last movie. And who knows, maybe they're gonna continue it in some way, maybe connect it after all to the Marvel universe, which they can always do. They can explain that this is different universe and so on, and they can integrate those characters into the other universe. But there's gonna be too many characters. But hey, this world was the world in the comic books is like that. They did have too many characters and they did manage to make it work. So If somebody finds a way to make it work on the big screen, I'm all up for it. I just like to see different characters interact. Like imagine Wolverine, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Iron Man. Like so awesome. It's gonna be like dream come true or something like that. And hello to Irko and Ivy are here. Yes, yeah, of course, Ivy, my Garrity's general. It's how we like to call, you know, uh, you guys that like to watch me, my Garrities. But okay, let's continue. I mean, let's do a recap.
You think you can fix me?
Jean, you are not broken.
James McAvoy is such a good actor. He's such a good actor. He has, like, just the way that he says this is just amazing. I mean, he really conveys what he means, you know, he really means that, Jean, you're not broken, you know, you're fine, you're just the next step in evolution. Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, that he conveys everything. He's so, you know, serious and genuine in the way that he says things. But continuing, by the way, this girl, like I said, she played, if somebody watches the originals, they are over now on the CW. She played one of the most powerful creatures on Earth, and that's the mix between a vampire, a werewolf, and a witch, which makes her hybrid with a witch, basically. And she played that character. She was called Hope for, yeah, like, well, a very well, a few episodes, but not like a few, but it was a substantial amount, and she did an amazing job because it's the same thing basically. You know, she played a person with powers, a person that dealt with even invasion, like a, you know, a way of how was the word for that? I don't know. I cannot think of that now. Not obsession, possession. Yeah. So she was able to physically act this 100%. And I was gonna. Uh, we have this very funny saying in Bulgarian that my stomach is gonna hurt from laughing or I'm gonna pop. So Ivy's gonna make me pop or something like that with his funny expressions. Oh, as a destroyer, Antonio says. Well, yeah, she's one of the most powerful characters. So if she goes nuclear, like everything are in jeopardy, so to speak.
The mind is a fragile thing. Takes only the slightest tap to tip it in the wrong.
Yeah, and what he's saying here, you know, I really like that. Because he's basically saying that, of course, if you don't have a guidance, especially when she's a child and she went such a terrific trauma, that everything can tip her off, you know, everything can make her turn into the other direction, which is, I mean, that is why it's super important, you know, for everybody to pay attention to her development and guide her into the best person that she could be, of course. And when she has power, and it's extremely dangerous, like a bomb with a timer on it. If you don't watch out. And Richard just donated $1. Well, thank you very much, Richard. Like, thank you so much. I'm extremely happy for the support. Thank you. Never mind how much it is. It's just, it means a lot to me. So thank you very much, Richard, for this. Amazing. And so,
Charles, what did you do?
and again, then looks like they are trying to, you know, tell us. Yes, praises definitely for Richard. They're trying to tell us here that, of course, because Charles is Charles, he has to meddle in everything, because he has the mind powers. He maybe tried to suppress her power, which means that he tried to suppress who she is. and that made even, I mean, for her, that made everything even more confusing, you know, instead of helping her do this, you know, to be easier for her, you know, maybe don't have to deal with all of her power. When he suppressed her power, he suppressed probably a part of herself, so that led to even worse outcome, you know, at the end, I guess. Again, what I'm saying is, guys, that, you know, going through this trailer, what they're showing, how the story's gonna go, if the trailer is true to the movie, of course, which we know that that sometimes is not the case, but if what they're telling us here is what I think the movie is gonna be, that's a very interesting topics to explore. To me, I'm not familiar, you know, with the original comic book story per se. You know, I'm familiar with a lot of original comic book stories, but not this particularly. But at least as a movie, I like what I see from this trailer. But again, let's continue.
I had to keep her stable. I protected her.
Yeah, of course, in his mind, that is a way to protect her. But sometimes when you do something to countermeasure something else is gonna be, I mean, the results are gonna be much worse because you just don't see what your action is gonna resolve in at the end, because you're basically meddling in something that maybe has to run its course, and maybe when she has, you know, these powers, she has them for a reason. So she basically able, I mean, she has that potential to deal with those powers, even though she might seem very young to have them in the first place. And of course, she killed her parents here.
There's another word for that.
Yeah, of course, everybody are gonna be like, you know, Charles, you idiot, you know, they're gonna accuse him. Yeah, of course, but it's easier for them. He feels that he has to protect everybody because he's tied to this wheelchair. He cannot, you know, physically help, but he can help with his mind, so he kind of feels obligated in a bigger way, which is, of course, as wise as he is, that is a human flaw in him. He's still a human. I mean, he's obviously a mutant, but I mean, they're still with human psychics. They're basically humans that have a psyche. I mean, humans that have a normal human being psyche. They just have, you know, powers. Um, so they act emotional. They act the way that a human being would. It's not like that is different. This aspect is absolutely the same with them. So to me, that is his human flaw. You know, he cannot judge things in advance. Although he does see things kind of in advance, but if he can't really, you know, explain them to himself, that's the problem.
I came looking for answers.
And yeah, and because she couldn't find him in Xavier, she came to the wrong place. Yeah. That's when you didn't direct somebody correctly. And because, you know, Magneto is much more upfront with everything. He's much more direct in his approach and his evilness, but his evilness does have a reasoning to it. So of course you're gonna come to him. I perfectly see this movie how it's laid out. Kind of makes sense. Yes, just gonna get to Ivy's comment now. This is true, trying to deny something is not always the right solution. Caution and watchful eye. This is always a good strategy. Yeah, actually, yeah, trying to prevent something, trying to forbid something, often, like so often in history and just regular life, you know, I mean, led to a lot more worse circumstances than if you just, you know, leave it. Different cases, you know, life is not the math, you know, a mathematical, you know, um, formula. I'm just thinking in Bulgarian a bit, sorry. So you cannot, you know, solve everything with solutions that apply to everything. It's not the case. Everything is very individual, and this applies to this story. So I just like when, you know, real mechanics of life, let's say, and of people's psyches are very realistically shown, applied to a fantastic story. I mean, to something that, you know, is obviously not, uh, you know, possible, not as far as we know, but they make it as real as possible. At the same time, it's still like grand and powerful. So that is one of the keys to making a good movie in general, not just superhero movie, you know, to show how this can really exist in reality and to make it compelling. It's freaking possible. Um, is the reason why the Avengers waged war on the X-Men. Wow, that's very interesting. You know, if you have any knowledge on this, guys, like Antonio here provides very, very interesting info. I would love to, if you could share it with me. It's awesome. I cannot keep, you know, everything in, you know, to know everything. But I appreciate your input, guys. Of course, one it's one thing to judge a trailer by the trailer, but it's another to know the real story when the movie comes out. So I try to get myself familiar with the real story of the comic books when the movie comes out, so I can see how they differ. And you know, some movie stories can work the way that they're did on the big screen. I mean, some comic book stories, but some things do have to change in order to be suitable for film, which is hard to understand from our perspective. But really, some things like presented in the comic books, if they're the same way presented, they're just not gonna be logical or not gonna be believable on a film. But it's very interesting, always comparison to see, you know, how real stories, I mean, comic book stories, sorry, I mean, original stories from the comic books apply to the movie screen and how much they used, you know, of the original material. Scarlet Witch versus Phoenix, who would win? I think the Phoenix, although Scarlet Witch does have a lot of potential for power. Maybe if they're both like on full, you know, god mode, so to speak, on their full potential, I maybe still would say the Phoenix. Yeah, I would still say her, but it depends on who gets the jump on who. What is the situation? We all know that if they're just like head to head, you know, like in Mortal Kombat, and they didn't have any chance to prepare, everything's gonna be decided on the spot. Maybe again Dark Phoenix, if they can use all of their power without any hold, you know, without any hesitation, without any reasoning for hesitation. So maybe again, I would say Dark Phoenix.
Feel like you don't belong here. You
Jessica Chastain's character, not sure who is she, but I mean, I like that they chose Jessica Chastain. She's a great actress. She really looks very interesting here as well. She has that face, very good face for such roles, I think.
can't begin to comprehend what you are.
She's changing.
And what?
You didn't come here looking for answers. You came here looking for permission.
Yeah, permission to destroy is what he's saying. He's like, oh yeah, you came here, so I can say to you, yeah, it's okay to kill everybody. Just get it all out. Oh, it's terrible.
Jean. She's all rage.
I really like how she does this with the hands. Awesome. Just love it, love it.
Rage. It's all coming out at once.
Jean lost control. Is she still our friend?
This is your fault, Charles. The world is on the brink. I'm sorry I didn't stop it sooner. You're always sorry, Charles.
Oh, he's sorry that he didn't stop it sooner, but how could he stop it? I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, Alex, it could go either way. That's exactly what I said, yeah. Oh, really, Antonio? Well, that's very interesting. Well, if they gather to defeat her, that's different, you know. But if you're talking one-on-one, which I suppose that Richard said that is what he meant, still we don't know if that's possible, you know. Hi to Team Raven. Well, Tim, kind of sick of Jennifer Lawrence, but that is for other reasons. Yeah, she's only in drama, drama, drama. I mean, we get to see her play so much drama and so much dreadful, drama movies. It's basically dripping dread like from her image now, but she is very good in that. I mean, she is very good in what she does, and she does convey her character very well here.
It's your fault, Charles.
The world is on the brink. I'm sorry, I didn't stop.
Actually, I was thinking the same thing when the first time now I watched the trailer that wow, Jennifer Lawrence really acts here. She really seems like she's like, okay, I'm acting. I'm not like I don't care about this role. She really is that character. That is what actually made an impression on me right away.
It sooner. You're always sorry, Charles, and there's always a speech, and nobody cares.
There's still hope. Don't do this.
They're right to fear me.
I've seen evil. I'm looking at it now.
Awesomeness. Awesomeness, yeah. Yeah. Scarlet Witch is very powerful, but again, depends on the situation. Just wanna see one thing. Storm. I don't feel that actress that plays Storm. I just prefer Holly Berry. Holly Berry really gives her all. In a role, really.
I can't begin to comprehend what you are.
And she's just too bland for me. Just too bland. She doesn't give me anything. She doesn't radiate the character in the same way that Halle Berry did. I mean, all those movies could have been. I mean, they could be considered not that good, but she and what she did in the role, I think, is super great. Yeah, she was so determined. She just. I mean, you cannot say that she didn't do a good job.
She's changing.
And what?
You see, that was very great delivery of that line. She was surprised and at the same time shocked. And at the same time, she's concerned. She's really concerned.
She's changing.
And what?
You didn't come here looking for.
And especially that, as we know, she's very, she's a rebel. But here she's really like, okay, if she goes nuclear, I also have to deal with that. So it's not like I don't care. I have to do something. I mean, I have to know more about this. So I know how to deal with it. I know how to prepare. And obviously, she's gonna prepare better if everybody are behind her. So she doesn't want to go rogue. So therefore, she's really, really concerned. You can say how. I mean, you can see her face and how, raspy her voice is. There's time for that. I mean, we are like the Marvel Universe just expanded so much that I mean, we are yet to see how they're gonna connect everything, how they're gonna, you know, show us how they're gonna combine even the characters if they decide to do that. I think I've heard Kevin Feige said that he has some kind of idea of that, but it's such a complicated thing, like I said, that if they want to do it, they have to consider everything, how the other characters are gonna go forward, how these characters are gonna go forward. So yeah. Reality warping, chaos magic, even feared by Doctor Strange. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Yeah. But of course, those are the superheroes. I don't know how she could compare to some of the gods. You know, there's a lot of gods in the Marvel universe. They also have kind of an hierarchy, who is the strongest and all of that. So that's very interesting. So let's wrap this up, guys.
You came here looking for permission.
You wanna see this?
She's all rage.
Yes, love it. Love it. Okay, let's bring it just a bit so I can stop on this shot. Ah, it's so close. Yeah, okay, let's stop it here. So that is it, guys. You know, shot by shot, we talked about everything, I think. Well, there's always something that, you know, I could have missed, but, you know, for the most part. So I am excited for this. Now let me think. Next week, Venom is coming out, I think. If Venom comes out, I'm gonna have to watch it right away, as much as it's freaking expensive these days, but have to go and see it right away. So that means I'm probably gonna bring you a review like right after I get back from the theater, which is going to be, God willing, next Friday. And on that time, Assassin's Creed's coming out, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I have to freaking stream the hell out of that. But because of the time difference, maybe it's not going to be on that date. I mean, it does come out on Friday, but I do think that Bulgarian time is going to be Saturday. So as soon as I get up, eat in the morning, I'm gonna stream. Although most of you in America are gonna be asleep back then, but have to start the game. Just have to start it. It's my number one high priority. Even if I don't finish Lara Croft till then and Spider-Man, I'm gonna finish them after that. But Assassin's Creed is really a priority for me. Okay, Jean Grey already is Omega level mutant like Magneto and Professor X. Oh, I see. So she is like higher level. Awesome. Awesome info. Thank you very much, Antonio. Thank you. Really grateful for that. Thank you all the guys that watched me live this night, and of course to Richard C for his donation, to my new subscribers, Lex Perez 2010. Thank you very much. If you don't mind, I would like to call you Lex, just to abbreviate. And it also sounds very cool. And Blockage is watching. Martin, Miguel, Ivy, Irko, everybody, Tim. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, everybody. And uh, it's a bit late, but maybe I'm gonna come back with a stream of one of those games that I play right now, because I really wanna play a game, guys. So thank you very much for watching. If you like, you can join me for my gaming stream. That's gonna be like maybe in 10-15 minutes. Until next time with me, Gary G Reviews. Bye, my Gary T's.